Vokabel für Freitag. Don't forget we have a whatever Wednesday. So you'll kind of be on your own to study this on that day. I'll go over it, but let me share it with. All right, so we had schwimmen last time. What's a swimming pool? Swimming pool? Yeah, does that make sense? Schwimmbad. Bad is the word for bath also, by the way, like a bathtub. But Schwimmbad, all right, we say bathing sometimes, we bathing suits, but anyway. So Schwimmbad is the word. Games, like a board game or any kind of game, soccer game, whatever, is called das Spiel. The verb to play is spielen, and the word for game is Spiel. Stadium, new word. Very close, Stadion. I think it's closer to it comes from the Greek Stadion, but das Stadion. To practice, like this could be practice for soccer, for baseball, basketball, weight training. There's two words here. Üben or trainieren. This looks like the word to train here, see? Train for getting ready. Üben can be also, but this is what you're doing here when you're doing some stuff. Mountain, go hiking or mountain climbing. This is der Berg. Berg. A lot of city names in Germany end in this word, Berg, named after the mountain. Camping, very simple. Ready? That's camping. Bicycle, we had it last time. Fahrrad. That's the first word I think on our. We have Fahrrad fahren. It's a neuter word. Das Fahrrad. Free times is part of the title of our chapter. Sport und Freizeit. Free time. Leisure time. Hobby. You'll like this one. All these things here. I like that. That's hobby, right? Okay. Park. You like this one too. Der Park. Beach. Not so easy. Der Strand. Der Strand. Forest. We just had this. We were reading in German, the class before you, we were reading Snow White, and the hunter goes to kill her, ordered by her stepmother. No, she cried. She cried, and the hunter had compassion for her. And why? Because she was so beautiful.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
No, it's the perverted part of it, really. Because she's only 7 years old, too. I gotta tell you, there's a reason why they're called the Grimm's fairy tales.
Yeah.
Not because of the brothers who compiled them, but it's just pretty dark. It's not Disney. It's not Disney. Disney had to lighten these things up a little, and they're already pretty dark with Disney, right? But I mean, yeah, those are the lightened up versions. The real, and they read this to their kids like at nighttime. Crazy. But this word, she runs into the forest and the hunter thinks, the animals will eat her, you know? This word, Wald. Der Wald. To go fishing. Or to fish. I got it set up. This word is angeln. But to go fishing is angeln. Ich gehe angeln.
Is that where we get the term angling?
Yes. Well, I don't know which way it went, but probably from German English, though. But there's a British term or an older English term to angling, or an angler is a fisherman. So angeln and angeln gehen, to go fishing. There's a few of these. To go eat or to go out to eat, we might say. Do we have the word to eat yet? I think it's because it's an irregular verb. So essen, and so essen gehen. If you're just going to eat, maybe you're going to eat at home, essen. But wir gehen essen, that means we're going somewhere to eat. Wir gehen essen. And then to go for a walk is a new word, but totally new. And this is spazieren gehen. This is a walk like a stroll or something, yeah? Spazieren gehen. Like they're doing in the picture here. Look at that. Okay. To climb. Like these people looking for Yeti, it looks like. I saw a meme that said, no one ever talks about the abominable snowman that much, yet he never gets angry. Yet he never gets angry.
I thought it was going to be a German word about climbing.
No, it's back to the abominable. Here, these guys. This verb is a new verb, klettern. So rock climbing is klettern, but also you can be used with mountain climbing as well.
What if you get clutter from that?
Clutter.
Yeah, you might have to like climb through clutter or something.
Maybe so. Hey, you know, things like that help me remember words. I use that stuff. To cook, this is a new verb, I think, kochen. Not too far off. Kochen. And to ride a horse. This is a good one. Reiten. And reiten only works with horses. You can't talk about riding a motorcycle or a bicycle or anything else that we would ride. We say ride a bike, ride a motorcycle, ride a horse, ride a coach, you know, whatever. In German, this word only refers to horses, reiten. If you say, oh, what's my hobby is reiten, and in that one word, you're already implying you know, have access to a horse, I guess. To write, we have this word? What is it? I thought we had it, schreiben. Like the word scribe is in there. Good. To sing, this is a good one. Singen, right? Look at that girl go. Yeah. To dance, look at these, look at this. Oh. Tanzen. Singen und tanzen. To hike. This is more like the hikes that I do. Wandern. Just wandering in the forest. Yeah? It doesn't mean to wander, but that's usually what I'm doing anyway. Wandern is to hike. Player. Well, Spieler. Spielen, to play. Spieler, what's a game again? Das Spiel. Good. Playing field, the field of play. Here's a corner of a soccer field. Is the Spielfeld. Here's the word for field. This could be a field where you plant crops too. Feld. But Spielfeld, playing field. Team is called the Mannschaft. Oh, there should be a T on the end, sorry. Yeah? This means a man sheep. It's funny how one letter can change the meaning of a word. A Schaf is a sheep. A man sheep. No, there's a T on the end. I'll add it later. Mannschaft is a team. And to win, like some German women's team, is gewinnen. If that helps you, there's the word right there. Gewinnen, to win. Cards. We've had this word, but we use it differently. Die Karten. Die Karten. We had Landkarte, which is a little different use of the word. Chess. Here's a Spiel. Chess. Schach. Das Schach. So, wir spielen Schach. Oder wir spielen Fußball. Ist ein Fußballspieler und ist ein Schachspieler. That's his sport, I guess. We had gewinnen. What about to lose? These people look pretty disappointed. To lose. Verlieren. No connection, really. To play. Do you already have this? No. You knew it. What is it? Spielen. We had Spiel, Spielen, Spieler. To run. Laufen. And similar but different to race. Rennen. Rennen. So laufen, of course you can run. Run is whatever, you know, run by yourself. Run away. Snow White, she runs into the forest. Okay, but then racing is something competitive, right? Rennen. That's what's going on there. Okay, good. That'll be Freitag. So I'll give these back to you. Can you lock back on for me, please? me turn this off. And doesn't look like Colin is with us just yet. Maybe I'll speak later then. Okay. Oops. So the other day, I was going to review this real quick. We were talking about these irregular verbs. Some examples were words like lesen and sehen. I'm going to put these in a certain order. And we had other words like geben. What's this? To read, to see. Geben before? Geben? To give. Sprechen. To speak. Then let's do a couple here with we have the example with, let's use laufen for one. Let's have that in our list. And well, I'm drawing a blank. What was the one we had an A? What's that verb? Nothing does but this thing. Anyone tell me? What's that? Well, there was a verb that had A as its stem vowel. Okay, here we go. No? Wrong book. Hey, sorry. Good. Let's do fahren and schlafen. Okay. I don't know why I got a blank there. Okay. This one actually has AU, has two stem vowels, but we're going to work with that though. I'll give you one more, schlafen. Good. And the reason I put it in three categories is because the book splits up into four. I'm going to say three just because it makes it simpler. What happens when the subject with these verbs is the pronoun do or anything third person singular. So these two sets or these two kinds of pronouns can make something, the verb change in those two cases. And the thing with lesen and sehen is the E becomes IE. We'll see in a minute. And sometimes when E is a stem vowel, the E becomes just an I, doesn't add an I, just takes off the E and replaces it with an I. And when A is a stem vowel, we make it an umlaut A. With those examples that have A. So what that means is, I'll just use one of these two. Let's say, well, no, let's use, mix them up a little bit. So we would say, with lesen, do least. Because the E changes to an IE. Why did I not add another S here? Look at the verb lesen. Why not a double S here? Already has an S. No need to add another one. It wouldn't make a difference in sound anyway. With sehen, let's use er. He sees. We're going to change the E to an IE. Er sieht. Sieht. That sounds more like English too. Sie sees. Er sieht. With geben. Do. We're going to change the E to an I. Du gibst. Gibst. And sprechen, E to an I also. He speaks. Spricht. It's only irregular these two places. With laufen, I'm going to move over here. With laufen, since there's an AU, the pronunciation is going to sound differently. Let's go with do and laufen. Do. And how do I say that? Umlaut. Like we added there's two dots over the A. That must make a difference in how it's pronounced. Like, it's going to be different. And Leibst would be what it would be if it was just A on its own, like with fahren and schlafen. But let's look at this. Umlaut A, U makes its own special sound. Oi. Like in boy. O-Y, we'll say. So do Leibst. Now, I put it in the same category because it still has an umlaut of the A. But that does, with the AU verbs, we have to, it makes a different sound. With fahren, let's say air. And how do you pronounce this? I'm going to add an umlaut of the A. Air. Now back to the regular A sound. Or umlaut A sound. Fährt. Fährt. And with schlafen, do. The spelling is really, the conjugation is the same. Just the vowel changes. With umlaut A, how do we say that? Schläfst, right? Fährt, du schläfst, du läufst. This one's definitely different here. Okay. So we have those three kinds of situations. The thing is that the book does well is it gives you a good list of each verb that falls under one of these three, and they'll make this a fourth category here, laufen, because it has AU. But let's just lump it in with the A's. It gives you a good list of each verb on the page that it goes over this, of each verb that you need to know for this chapter that's irregular. So there's some that change to IE, some E verbs that change the E to an I, can change it completely, and then there's A, verbs that have A or AU, that add an umlaut of the A. That's the irregularity. With most of the pronouns, ich, wir, sie formal, sie meaning they, wir, ihr, the verb just stays normal. Yeah? Fahren is to drive. And of course, with the word ear, that gives us the fun opportunity to say this word. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Fahrt. It's a perfectly good word in German. Yeah.
Do they have a substitute?
Do they have their own word for this?
Yeah, that's a good one.
They do. That's, in English is kind of fun. I don't know. I still get a kick out of it, but I'm just a guy, yeah. All right, so jokes are so funny. All right, anyway, but no umlaut because we don't add an umlaut to the letter. Ear is not one of the things that makes it irregular, just those two. I don't know what to call that, situations, because one of them is a pronoun that's always just do. And then the other one could be other words too, like other than anything that is a he, she, or it is in that same category as the S. So as the S means he, she, it, of course, but it could be a person's name, it could be a city, it could be an idea of some sort. And really any kind of noun is the subject that's going to be, other than pronouns, will be third person of some sort. Okay. Good, so that's that. Let's leave that and take a look with me im Textbuch. Und zwar, Moment mal. Ja, ich denke auf Seite 19, oder? Nein. Auch nicht. Way off now. I wish there was a way to, like,
It might be on page 78.3.
oh, look at that. Now I see. I can move it I don't have to go punch the number every time. Look, I can just drag it.
Oh, that's why it was good.
That's what it is. Now that's pretty easy. Okay. Good. So, I'm sorry. Will you get the lights from me again, please? Let's try some of these here with some of these new verbs. So, here is a subject. Hannah, that's a good example. Hannah, that's a girl's name, right? So, is Hannah a he, she, or it? Yeah, it's a she, so it's going to fall into this category of third person singular. The verb here is essen. I think we'd had it, essen. Eat. Now look here. What's the answer going to be? Is it going to be schläft or isst viele Äpfel? What are Äpfel?
Apples.
Right. She ate a lot of them. So what's the answer? Schläft? No? Isst. Now notice how this is spelled. Essen is E-S-S-E-N, but we changed the E to an I, and then we got I-S-S-T. Hannah isst viele Äpfel. Now, what's a Schokoladen? We had the word torta, right? What was torta again? Like a cake of some sort.
Yeah.
So-
it was just cake.
This is the word for Kuchen, is the word more, I think, for cake, but
Chocolate cake.
chocolate cake. Schokoladenkuchen,
It's another
Well-
very important word.
very important, like Essen. Well, lesen, what was lesen again? Up there on the board.
Lesen is to read.
Okay, and what do you think backen is?
Bake.
So, which one makes more sense?
Oh, yeah.
If backe, so notice there's nothing irregular. Backen, just put an E on the end. Nothing changes with the A. Ich backe einen Schokoladenkuchen. Now with do and something with a Porsche.
Du hast, du,
Okay, that would be a du hast einen Porsche. But one of these irregular verbs we're going to use here, and it's on the board actually. Du triffst oder du fährst. What does fahren mean? I don't think I wrote the translation on the board. That's the right answer. Yeah, to ride or to drive, actually. I think this probably would be you're driving
I
it.
know in Italian, they technically pilot a car.
Yeah, okay. Is that right? That's, well, du fährst einen Porsche. You're driving a Porsche. But why is it umlaut A? Because of the subject. And because fahren's irregular. And when it's irregular like this, it adds an umlaut over the A. Du fährst einen Porsche. Yeah.
So I need to settle an argument with a few people.
Oh,
So
you want to go take care of it right now, or?
No, not really.
Okay.
Is it Porsche or is it Porsche?
Yeah.
I think it's Porsche because that's how I grew up saying it.
Yeah, it is Porsche in Germany because, you pronounce every letter,
Yeah.
and so E gets pronounced. And it's someone's last name, Ferdinand Porsche, who was a doctor, an engineer, like a PhD.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Porsche. But I'm sure that people even probably work for Porsche in America say Porsche sometimes.
Yeah, most of the people at Jackie Cooper just say Porsche.
Yeah, that's okay. You get the same car. Wir blank den Hund. What's a Hund?
A dog.
Good. And where are we taking him? In der Badewanne.
To the bathtub.
Remember I said Schwimmbad was like Bad was a bathing. This is a Badewanne, a bathtub. So wir helfen or waschen.
Washington.
Right. And waschen's irregular, but it's not used, doesn't have any irregularity with the pronoun wir, only with do and RZS, or third person singular. Wir waschen. Full verb, no change. How many people is this? Alena and Wolfgang.
Two.
Is that plural?
Yeah.
It is, and so we don't have to worry about if it's going to be irregular or not, but whatever it is, they're doing this with Deutsch, English, and Polnisch. See if we can. Treffen oder sprechen? What is sprechen? Oh.
To see.
To speak.
No, to speak, yeah.
And what are these three things? Deutsch, English, Polnish. They speak. And what's Polnish? Polish, yeah. Alena und Wolfgang, these people are talented, sprechen Deutsch, English, und Polnish.
Are people actually in Wolfgang?
Yes.
Like Wolfgang Putz.
Yeah?
Thanks, Jack.
Or Wolfgang Van Halen.
Wolfgang.
It is Wolfgang, yeah, it's the word.
There's Mozart, of course.
Wolfgang Amadeus. And then you have, but most people who are named Wolfgang, some of them go by Wolfgang, but they maybe just go by Wolf,
Wolfgang.
like short, just Wolf.
Well, there's Toto Wolff, but that's his last name.
Who's that?
He's the director of the Mercedes F1 team.
I know that name somehow. Okay, ear. Now, ear is the, I put it there with fart on the board. Yeah, that's right. Fahren's irregular, but it's not irregular with the pronoun ear, only with do. And I'm making the point here, I keep repeating these things, right? Do and er's the yes, but that's not our subject. Our subject is ear. So our choices are lauft or pratet. And whatever it is, 8 Kilometer jeden Tag. What's jeden Tag? What's that mean? Every day. Something 8 Kilometer. Lauft or pratet? Lauft. Because braten, by the way, is to grill something.
You don't grill it.
You can't grill 8 kilometers a day, but 8 Kilometer, you can lauf, you can run. Now, normally, but with the irregular, if it were being used irregularly, it would be du läufst or läuft, but it's not being used that. It's being used with the pronoun ihr. You all plural. You're all doing this. Ihr lauft 8 Kilometer jeden Tag. Roland, that's a guy's name, so we're in the third person singular area now. Roland's a he, she, or it, like Wolfgang on his own would be that way. Blank, viele Bücher, lots of books. We had earlier viele Äpfel. This is viele Bücher. So, liest oder wird? With lots of books, what's lesen? That's in the board too. What is lesen? That's the first word I put. Can you read it? Can you read it?
Yes.
What's it mean? To read. Okay. So, lesen would be Roland liest. He reads a lot of books. Du blank deine Freunde. This might be a new verb, I think, for us. Du blank deine Freunde, your friends, im Café. And here, geben, I put geben's on the board. Geben is to give. This comes from treffen, to meet. Right, but it's one of those E to I verbs, though. It's not on the board, though. Geben is, but not treffen. So I just picked some random ones there. But du triffst, because the subject is du. How many do we have with du? Just only 2. Number 3. And look, it's irregular. Umlaut over the A. E changed to I. Treffen to du triffst. Deine Freunde im Café. Okay, let's look at this one more here. I forgot to get, sorry, sorry, man, I forgot to bring you in on that. Let me, give me a second here. Well, we'll do some of these here. We'll do all of these. Yeah. Okay, let me, great. Okay, let's try number 2. Ich, we have all the subject things, all the things in here. Ich. So right away I know it's not going to have to be anything irregular because ich doesn't make a verb irregular. Ich, helfen. Now helfen's an irregular verb if it's used with the right subject. Meiner Mutter beim, what's kochen? It's one of our verbs. With cooking, right? So helfen is to help. So let's make it a sentence. Ich helfe, and we kind of go on. Who would I'm going to help? Meine Mutter. Who's meine Mutter? My mom. With what? Beim Kochen. Cooking, with the cooking, right? But nothing, helfen didn't change to hilft or hilfst. Just helfen. Now we have do, but now do can make a verb irregular, right? What about with fahren? We just had this one a minute ago. Do, but do we have to change anything? Because do will make a verb irregular if it is irregular. Is fahren an irregular verb? I think it's in my list here. Isn't it? Towards the bottom? Okay. So what happens to the A? That's what I've been saying. Look up there on the board. Take an umlaut. Thank you. Umlaut A. And then the rest is the same. H-I-R-S-T. You're driving what? What's Wochenende? Yeah. You're driving the car on the weekend. Fine. Does wir make a verb irregular? Is it do? 9? Okay, so we're going to wir. What's the verb? Full verb, no change in the spelling. Although it's irregular with the right subject, it's not with this one. And remember what treffen means? Do people meet? And who are we meeting? Katrina and Paul, where? Im Restaurant. Now these sentences get to be, you're not really noticing it, but they're starting to get a little more lengthy and complex, right? I mean, adding a little prepositional phrase here, like Im Restaurant, adding a direct object with a couple of people involved, adding a phrase here that indicates what time or when we're going to do something and what you're helping with. So these have some good extra stuff. Right, you will acclimate. Angela, hit the cap lock. Angela, now we have, now is Angela, is that a he, she, or it? So Lezen, is Lezen on the board up there? It is. So what's it going to be? How do you spell it? So how do we pronounce that? Least. I-E makes an E sound. E-I makes an I sound when that happens. But what is she reading? Zeitung. What is the Zeitung? Right there it says. Sie liest morgens in the morning. That's like a routine for her. Sie liest morgens die Zeitung. Now, is sprechen on the board?
Yes.
Yes. So do, and what happens to sprechen? Does it change? E changes to what? So what would it be? Do. Sprich. S-T. It's a little hard to do sprichst. It's a lot of consonants to fit into one. It's a lot of consonants with one vowel. 3 consonants and then 4 more after the vowel. You see that? Or more than, yeah, 3 SPR, then I. After the I, CHST, all in one syllable. That's 5 consonants and 1 vowel in 1 syllable. Sprichst. Sprichst. And not to mention the R and the I sound, it's a lot to get in there. Du sprichst, what do you speak? Deutsch. Where does he speak German? What's a Vorlesung? Remember last semester? What's the it's in a college. What do you?
Lecture hall.
It's not the hall, but it is the lecture. So you speak German in the lecture. Du sprichst Deutsch in der Vorlesung. Okay, let's skip number 7. Ooh, this is a good one. So stehlen is one of those verbs that the E changes to an IE. Stehlen is to what?
To steal.
Steal. Peter, is Peter a he, she, or it?
Yes.
So stehlen becomes, sounds more like English that way, doesn't it? Steals. What's it mean again? He steals. What's he stealing? We're back to the apples again. Einen Apfel. And now we're going to add another, like all these sentences are going to do, most of them, more information. That would be a good sentence on its own. Peter stiehlt, oh, it's a terrible thing to do, but Peter stiehlt einen Apfel. But we're going to add a little more information, more complicated. Now there seems to be some kind of a maybe economic issue at home, perhaps, right? Brother is got a vitamin C deficiency, maybe has rickets or something.
I hope these sentences don't get more and more depressing.
This is German class, right? I just told you the fairy tales are, and we just got to that part in German literature. It goes downhill from here. So, Peter stiehlt einen Apfel. It does have kind of some social commentary there. Für seinen Bruder.
Well, it's a good cause, but it's a bad.
It's a bad thing, but it's maybe ethically right. I can see. Peter stiehlt einen Apfel für seinen Bruder. Okay, good. I'll skip a couple of these, but those are good. So you get an idea, right? How this kind of all comes together?
Yeah.
Good.
Have you ever been to a town called Bad Reichenhall?
I have. I've been to Bad Reichenhall.
Is that in Austria or Germany?
I think it's in Austria.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like right near the border or something.
I think you're right.
I went to the salt mine there, and I was trying to
Yeah.
remember earlier today what country it was in.
Well, no. It's in Germany, but it is on the border though.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. I know it because this program I did some exchanges with had a program at one of the schools. Yeah, there he goes. Known for its salt production.
I still have one.
See how close it is to the border? It's like, well, it was right down there.
Yeah, because we took the bus from Salzburg.
Yeah.
there, I
So
think.
you're in Austria.
Yeah,
It is just right across the border. People who live in those areas, they just travel across the border like
yeah,
it's nothing.
It's the same thing with Strasbourg in France.
Yeah,
You can get the
exactly.
tram from Strasbourg to Germany.
Right. Nobody. Oh, who's this? Now, how did she get into my? What the heck? She's using the same program I'm using.
Who is it?
I don't know. It's Fakiha. My Arabic is really rusty. But why are they on my?
It appears you just accidentally clicked on the screen.
No, you're watching.
She's like, I have all these followers now. Yeah. I don't know. I told you my Arabic's not that good. I'm working on it. All right. Wow, that was kind of weird. I hope Colin hasn't been watching that the whole time. I don't even know how I got there. All right, guys.
Have you ever had like an imposter in your Zoom or something?
No, I never have. See, Colin, sorry if I logged you into that weird thing there, but no, I don't think I did. Okay. Put this off.